Hey Directors, welcome back to Pod Finance, and today's video we're going to go over week 28 of Dividend Challenge. If you guys know the series, Dividend Challenge, we're going to invest $200 every week, no matter how good or bad the market is, with the goal of reaching $20,000 by the end of the year. And if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Dennis, and my main focus in the channel is to help people with their personal finances and help them save money, specifically targeting millennials and people younger than that. So if you guys fit in that category, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos, and we'll just jump right into it. And the first segment is always the news. And this past weekend was the elections. If you guys didn't know, it was on November 3rd, and it actually went all the way until Saturday, which never happens. They usually call it by the night of November 3rd. That's what they called it 4 years ago for Hillary and Trump, and also 4 years ago before that for Obama's. Usually find out by the night of who wins or loses because of the outstanding votes. But with the mail-in ballots, everything was just like off target. A lot of states are doing a lot of different things. Some states automatically mailed the ballots to their citizens. Some states didn't, and you have to request them from absentees, and some states didn't do anything. Some states counted during the in-person voting, some states counted after. Like a great example was Pennsylvania. They counted after the in-person voting. That's why we didn't get results until like Thursday, Friday, and it was driving me insane. For the last like 4 or 5 days, like my life was all about watching elections. All I did was watch CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC. Especially the first day, I just jumped around the channels, but after that, CNN was the one doing the major coverage. My boy John King, man, that guy was on that thing all day. I read in some article that he only had like 6 hours of sleep for the last 3 days. That guy's crazy, dude. Also, they had another map analysis. I think that guy's really good looking as well. There's type of other games with these model looking analysts out here. But anyways, that's why a lot of the states they couldn't call it, because they literally couldn't count all the votes. On top of it also being close, like Atlanta, those were really close, so they couldn't just call it one way or the other. Great example is California, where majority of the votes going to be blue, so they just called it right when they counted their first initial votes. If a candidate is so far ahead from the other one, they're just going to call the state. Even though I think California today, they're still counting the votes. There's just so many people voted. It's great that this election broke all-time records for votes, and I think that's how it should be. I read another article where it said America's in last place for voting in terms of developed countries. So that's kind of embarrassing that even though you have the power to vote, people don't vote. I think only our country votes around 55%, which is like half of the other countries not voting. So you can't say I don't like this guy because you guys probably didn't vote. So yeah, it is what it is. But in terms of the stock news, I kind of looked at it briefly this morning, and it didn't seem like the stock dipped. It actually like been jumping since Thursday and Friday, since we didn't know who's winning, but we kind of had the sense, because even though Trump was leading in Pennsylvania and Atlanta, we knew that the bigger counties were going to be blue, and Trump told all his people to vote in person because of voter fraud. But Biden said, but if you guys can, please vote by mail. And Pennsylvania, the mail votes were counted after the in-person voting, so this was the influx of votes started coming in, and it was just a general known thing already. But I guess it was a surprise to Trump that he didn't believe all these mail-in votes came in. Also, I think other states like Nevada, they didn't know how much people were going to vote by mail, so it was just like overwhelming to them. That's why they couldn't count it as fast. For a state that only had like about 2 million votes, it took them as much time as someone like Pennsylvania, which was like 5 times as them. So it was kind of weird, but I guess they didn't expect it, so that's what happened. So pretty much all the states were called by Tuesday, and then on Wednesday morning they called Wisconsin and Michigan. So the only outstanding states during Wednesday was Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Atlanta, and North Carolina. North Carolina wasn't really outstanding. It was about 2%, but they just didn't want to call it yet. So those 5 states were just holding up the program and dragging it out till Saturday. Though by Thursday night, Friday, we could kind of see that Pennsylvania was going to go blue and Atlanta might go blue, but all they needed was Pennsylvania, because Arizona was already blue. Biden had a lead about 80,000. It was shrinking a little bit, but with Pennsylvania, Biden automatically wins. But if he loses Pennsylvania, he could have won with Arizona and Nevada, and that would have been enough at exactly 270. So we noticed that Biden had all these other alternative ways to winning, like you can win Pennsylvania by itself, or Arizona and Georgia, or Arizona and Nevada. So he had all these pathways. But what was interesting is that while we knew Biden was winning, the stock market was coming up. So I was kind of confused. I said in my previous videos that if Biden wins, the stock market is most likely going to crash. But I guess I was wrong. A lot of the stock market started coming up, especially the environmental stocks, because Biden's really into the green movement. Like for example, one of my electric car stocks jumped. I guess I was wrong, but we'll see today how it kind of settles out for the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. So let's just jump right into it and we'll see how it goes. So I'll say one last thing is that I was losing so much sleep watching this election. I would like watch it from 6 a.m. till like 10 p.m. It was just insane. Like I couldn't sleep. But yeah, it was actually highly entertaining. My boy John Kingman held it down, but let's log in here. So week 27, we're at $17,192 pre-election day. So I think it might have fell just because of my other stocks. I took a quick look and I think Zoom fell. So I expect this to fall as well. I think Zoom fell a couple dollars. So let's see what happened here. Hopefully nothing else fell. And I'm not below 17. If I'm below 17, I think I'll be pretty sad. And I don't think I'll make 20,000 by the end of the year. But let's see here. And ooh, all right. We're at 18,074. So we got back our money. Let's go back a little bit here before the fell. So we see here on week 25, we're at 17.6, and then we go to week 26 and we're at 17.6 still. So that means we lost $200. So this should have been 17.8, and then we go to week 27 and we're at 17.1, or almost 17.2. So we should have been at 18 exactly. So we might be actually back on track with this 1800 exactly. I think I might be down around $140 because I think I should be at 18.2 because that one week where I did the video and it was a holiday, so I'm missing $200 as well. So I remember one of my thumbnails didn't reflect that $200 that I was missing. I think I should be at 18.2 if I was back on track. Let's go through the portfolio and then we'll talk about each individual stock and then we'll talk about S&P and Dow Jones. So our current value is at $18,074.74, a gain of $2,453.85, a total return of 19.8%. Let's go to the first pie here. So the aggressive ETF pie, we're at $9,220.06, up $1,371.02, up 22.27%. Let's go inside and scroll down. Ooh, VB's at 32%. Dang, that's crazy. And VWO's at 33%. Wow. These jumped 10%. These two, and then I think VOO also jumped around 5% as well, and VEA jumped about 5%. VWO up 33.79% and VB up 32.37%. Let's go to the last week here. Yeah, wow. All of them were like up over 5%. VOO up 7.4%, VB up 8.13%, VEA up 9.24%, and VNQ up 5.5%, VWO up 6.42%. That's insane. I didn't think Biden was gonna do it, man. I didn't think Biden was gonna make it all jump. Let's actually see the day. Was that just today or last week? So today was about 2 to 3%. So that means that last week till now was about 5%. If you subtract the 2% here. So during the election, the market actually went up the last 4 days. So I guess they're hoping for a more stable market, and that's why it went up. That's pretty insane though. Yeah, go Biden, you know? Yeah, all right. Let's go back to the next pie. So the next pie is the dividend hunting pie. We're at $4,504.68, up $695.46, up 22.98%. I think this one kind of stayed the same. Yeah, well, maybe it went up a couple of percent. BlackRock being the highest at 26.86% still. I believe the VB ones are higher than BlackRock now, so I think this is going to come down to like 5th place in the overall holdings. Yeah, everything's over 20% now. Let's go look last week here. Yeah, last week everything went up over 3%, except for AGNC. DHY up 4.2%, BlackRock up 3.74%, GOF up 3.98%, and then AGNC up 1.12%. Like I said, I don't care for these stocks to go up. I just want them to stay the same, get the dividends, call it a day. Let's go to the next pie. So the last pie is work from home pie. We're at a total value of $4,350, up $284.68, up 7.7%. Yeah, so you can kind of see this one's dropping. I believe Zoom fell, and yes. Zoom used to be over 100% and now it's only at 59.28%. I say only, but it's still a lot of money. I'll go into that stock in a bit. Check fell is now at 7.76%. Adobe's up 5.17%. Microsoft back up at 4.46%. I believe last week this was negative 3%. So that must have swung another 7%. DocuSign's down 1.65%. So actually the two stocks that I've been saying that's going to do really well has been falling. I'm actually surprised Chegg fell because Biden actually wants to lock down the state more than Trump did. Trump wanted to open it up. So I'm surprised this one fell. So I think with Biden's new plan of like closing the schools up to kind of contain the coronavirus, I think Chegg should come back up. But I'm not too sure. Gotta read more news onto that before I invest more money into it. But let's look over the last week here. You gotta see this roller coaster here. It's crazy, huh? Those last couple days, it was at 4,100 and then jumped to 4 down 600 and then fell back down 4 down 300. Let's look last week though. So last week, Zoom fell 8.78%, Chegg fell 4%, and DocuSign fell 2.19%. But Microsoft came back up at 7.87%. Yeah, that's weird. Let's look at today. Yeah, today is where it fell. Zoom fell 17.37%. And along with all the other stuff fell today too. Today was a 9.76% return, $470 today. So if I didn't fall that hard today, I think I would have been up back to normal. But yeah, let's look into Zoom real quick. So you can see here over the last 3 months, it peaked at $568. That's where it was up like 100% for me. And then it kind of fell down to 451 on election day, and then it came back up to 500. Quick looking at the articles right here, it says why it crashed. It's just because of the vaccine that's coming out. The vaccine news is great for most stocks unless you're Zoom. So that makes sense. I actually didn't think about that. How if the vaccine comes out, people are going to use Zoom less. I actually totally like it went past my mind. I didn't think about that. Maybe that's why like you see Chegg and DocuSign also falling. But I think Chegg and DocuSign is more of a long-term stock than Zoom, just because I think DocuSign is the only one that does official signature documentation, and Chegg's it's one of the few stocks that are in education. Zoom isn't the only webcam or video conference call program. One of the ones that was super popular that I was noticing on CNN was that they were all using WebEx made by Cisco. So you can see that there's a lot of other alternatives besides Zoom. So I actually didn't think about how things go back to normal. People aren't going to use Zoom anymore, and that's going to be how it is for all these work from home stocks. As time goes by, the news of the vaccines will start coming out, and these work from home stocks are going to start falling. The question is, should I sell this stock now and get the gains and call it a day and go move it out to another stock? I'm not too sure I'm ready to move out yet. We'll see what Biden says when he's inaugurated, if he wants to be more closed up. If he does, then these stocks should come back up. But the funny thing is that the day that Biden's inaugurated is when this challenge is actually over. So we'll see. I'll think about it. Another question is that if I do sell these stocks, where would I move it to? Probably environmental stocks, I think, would be a good one, or weed. Trump's pro getting rid of the federal regulation of marijuana. So 420 blaze it will probably go up in value. But I'll think about that, and then we'll move on to the activities here. But first, let's go over last week's overall portfolio and kind of see what happened here. And it doesn't look too bad. Work from home only down a total of $22, and everything else is up. Let's look over the last day, and this is where it looks really bad, where work from home ate up most of the gains from the last week, down $470.45. Let's go over the activity now. So last week was November 2nd, and the first thing we see is the dividend from November 6th for LQD at $1.84. And then we see another one from SHY for 4 cents, and then deposit for $200, and then just the morning trades. So not too many dividends this week. Let's go to the holdings here. I expect BlackRock to not be in top 3 anymore. It's not. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in 6th place. That's crazy. It fell from 2nd to 6th just because the market has been doing so well during the election time, which I'm amazed. Let's see here. So we have Zoom at 58.36%, VWO at 25.11%, and VB at 21.92%. Let's see the bottom 3. Chegg being down 6.12%, DocuSign being down 1.49%, and SHY being down 0.3%. Microsoft not at the bottom anymore in the red, and Adobe as well not in the red. I might probably buy some more Chegg and DocuSign on my Robinhood account. I'll read some more news and see how it goes. But let's go to the last thing I said I was going to go through, which is the S&P 500. So actually leading into election, it just kept going up. It was a 330, 336, 343, 350, and it kind of just stayed out today. I'm not moving too much today. Let's see. Yeah, just kind of traded sideways until the very end where it fell to 354. I guess I'm completely wrong, but maybe it's too early to say. I thought the stock's going to fall once they found out who Biden wins. But maybe stock went up because they like a more stable market. I don't know. Or maybe because they think Trump might still win. So, he's suing all these other states, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. If you guys didn't know, the actual date for actual presidential election is December 14th. That's when all the electoral college votes on that day. So if they can't figure out what's going on with this whole voting thing, I don't know what's going to happen. They might just send it to the House and Senate to go vote for us and just throw away our whole popular vote thing. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Trump's like holding out for that. I don't know. He's throwing a Hail Mary, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Let's go to Dow Jones real quick. So it kind of also traded sideways until the very end. Same thing as S&P. Let's look over the last 5 days. It jumped about 1,000 or 1,100 from Friday to today. Let's look over the last month. And same thing as S&P, it just kept growing. November 3rd was the election day. It did fall a little bit here on Thursday to Friday. Don't know what happened there. Probably just a natural fall. But it jumped over the weekend from Friday to Monday. On Saturday, Biden was kind of called the winner by multiple news sources, CNN, Fox, ABC. Anyone that's kind of anybody called it for Biden, and then Biden came out at night. I think it was a pretty good speech, especially Kamala Harris's speech. I think her speech was really good. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it for today's video. Let me know down below if your stocks went up like crazy. I didn't expect it to go up $900. That's kind of crazy. Especially it wasn't my other stocks. It was my market stock. So my aggressive UTFI. So I was kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? But yeah, lastly, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel for more content and ring the notification bell for all the updates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.